Adriana Varella's Aimlessly is a new video that she did for this exhibition, and the work really focuses on that aspects of the consciousness that could sometimes make you wonder if you are hallucinating or not.
And then I try create a kind of disorganization of the vision. That was my first intention also with this bunch of image from the city and from herself walking.
Adriana's work is really addressing that fragmented perception of her, her character, who is aimlessly walking in the city, almost like if she was trying to liberate herself from all the chains that hold her, the chains of identity, the chains of gender, the chains of nationality, of being part of a place or belonging.
The dilaceration, the language, the laceration, the space, and the laceration, how the organized way is supposed to be. She starts to disorganize the whole structure of that. She disorganized even if the way you perceive things, no? And then the chaos and and these ecstasies and these movements start to fragment her in the space.
And even more important is that this is addressing her being as a kind of a projection of consciousness, something that is kind of interplaying with the city, interplaying with its surroundings. So sometimes you see the city moving around this woman, and in fact it is she that is walking towards the city, but the feeling is that she is static and the city is moving around her. So again, it is that interplay of the cinematic perception and that of consciousness.
Result for that was I work a lot of transparency, sobrepositions, and technical things that create a kind of dimension of dream and hallucination and phantasmagoric situation. That is I try to explore and was so fascinating for me.
She's walking in the cracks of sanity. It's like in the moment in which it's almost like she is walking in a labyrinth on the edge of consciousness, right? And that labyrinth is what holds her to that idea of who she is and where she is, but she feels that she's still constrained within that labyrinth. So as she's walking, she's kind of erasing the lines of that labyrinth. She's kind of blurring the lines of the city, the lines of her memory, of who she is, and she's letting go. So at the moment that she actually ends up in the sea, in the water, she's overtaken. I think this work also relates to earlier works of Adriana Varella, even the unlanguage, in which she's fragmenting words. She's thinking of language as something that cannot be regulated, that cannot be controlled. So there's a need to let go of that control. And I think that same idea is within this film, that the losing of the control of being in the place, being in the city, of being who you are.
Language work was a kind of two words start to combine and start to create a totally random poem in the space. where this go is, this is the opposite. They have the space that fragment and go inside her and how she see the city. I mean, this is a kind of an inversion of the language process. But this language also this time incorporate image, no? I mean, the city, like I use like the landscape, incorporate her poem itself that also is a language project, because at a certain moment she starts to speak overlap. It means, and then again the language is destroyed, and also the image, how we see, is totally deformed and totally fragmented and totally superposed. I mean, and then she penetrates this imaginary and phantasmagoric and hallucinatory landscape.
I think that her work is always dealing with those edges, you know, the edge between what you are, how your identity plays some kind of role in society, and letting that go and liberating, you know, kind of erasing the lines that make you who you are. But in reality is that for Adriana, who you are is exactly that erasing, that moment of erasure, and it's going beyond the borders is when you find yourself.